Hey guys, I hope you all have an amazing day. Welcome to the final video in 7.1 completion series. We are attempting 7.1.6 easy path for completion. Now before we do guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video. Leave a comment down below. All of that helps me out a lot and keeps me motivated to do these videos. So after we finish this, we'll be jumping into exploration videos as well, so stay tuned to the channel guys. So for 7.1.6 we have two paths that realistically can be done. One is Clapback with Buffet, and it also has Eat Crow. And then the second path is going to be a biohazard with assimilation and coolant leak. The description of these nodes will be explained further in the video, but I would suggest if you have more of science champions or you have champions that take advantage of Clapback, then you should go with the first path. So I am talking about Sunspot. You can also use Quake, you can also use Torch. There is a synergy between Warlock and Vision, so there's quite a few champions that you can use there. Captain America, Infinity War, basically any science champion you can use. And on the second part, you can use any mutant champion or any non-robotic bleed immunes. They will be doing amazing on the second part. There are different bosses. The first one we will be facing will be Spider Witch, and the other one on the path will be Gwenperion. Now as I'll be attempting the first part, that is Clapback and Eat Crow with Buffet, I just need to bring in Science Champions, and a Human Torch happens to be a Science Champion and also takes full advantage of Clapback. Now the other three champions are just a Science Champion, a Tech Champion and a Cosmic Champion. I just brought them for Captain America Infinity War so he can have all the synergies. You can bring in any other champions if you like, if you're not confident on finishing the path. But if you have Human Torch or Sunspot, they both can pretty much solo the path. And I can use Captain America Infinity War for Scarlet Witch and the boss Spider Witch that is coming up. Now the first fight is against an Ebony Maw. Now it's good if you know how to reparry, because you cannot parry his first medium hit coming in, or you have to close out the distance with him, so you can only use a basic attack, light attack that you can parry. If not, just wait for his heavy attack, and then you can swipe back and retaliate into him. Him being a mystic champion will give you a lot of high temperature as well, and also smolders, and when you will hit him, the Clapback node will try to incinerate you, but because you're incinerate immune, you will get more smolders. So Human Torch is just a perfect champion for this path. Same goes with Sunspot. You will not lose your charges with Sunspot. You will always have all the high energy there, and you can keep using your L1s, build up those charges, and then you can use an L2. So Sunspot works really well also. And although Sunspot is not a is not a science champion, but his incinerate decrease regeneration effect, so they can easily block out all the healing from Buffet. Now the second fight in the path is going to be Mr. Sinister. Now again, Sinister is always an annoying fight because he heals back any damage that you do to him with critical hits, so you need somebody who can control his healing effects. So you can either go in this fight with the Human Torch, he will work amazing, and with the Clapback he will place a lot of smolders as well. So but I am trying to save him for the upcoming fight, so I'm going to use a Captain America Infinity War with a Tech Champion as a synergy. What that does is whenever you parry your opponent, the defender, he gets a petrify charge on him. So I'm always trying to keep 2 to 3 petrify charges on the defender, and I'm just using my heavies and an L2 to bring him down. You can also bring in Quake here. Quake works really well here as well, and also Sunspot, so it's entirely your choice what kind of a champion you're going to bring, but I would suggest you to bring any science champion. In my case, Captain America Infinity War worked amazing. I would have brought Quake, but she was busy in an alliance war, so I had to work with Captain America Infinity War for this fight. Now the third fight in this path is going to be a Scarlet Witch. Now with Scarlet Witch, she has this ability that if she uh, for every critical hit she takes or she gives, she will apply random buffs and debuffs. And in the case if she's gonna hit you with a critical hit, she will get different buffs. If she's being struck by criticals, she will give you debuffs. So you can handle all of them except for the poison one that you get from her. So you need to bring a poison immune, or you can bring in Human Torch and you can only hit her during parries. Just pray for the RNG, there's no poison. I usually bring in Captain America Infinity War with skill champion, so whenever he's poisoned and if he's kinetically charged, the poison is purified off. If not, then Quake is also a great option, because if you're not gonna hit her, then there's gonna be no crits and there's gonna be no poisons on you. So it's, again, there's quite a few options that you can use here. I'm just using Human Torch because I'm trying to save Captain America Infinity War for the boss. Next up is going to be a Venompool. Now, Venompool is a pretty straightforward and easy fight. He has L1s of Venom and his L2 is of Deadpool. So they both are pretty easy to evade. Again, with Human Torch, this shouldn't be a difficult fight. Just be careful, some of the buffs he will get randomly. One of them is indestructible, he will not take damage. Then one of them is lucky. When he goes into lucky mode, then he reduces your ability accuracy and he will not cannot be parried. So these are the few things I need to take care about. He might go unstoppable as well, so just keep an eye on what buffs they are activated. And apart from that, he's a pretty simple and straightforward fight. Another tip for the path, guys, that you can also bring in Abomination, because he's poison immune and inflicts poison, so he will not be affected by Clapback. And you can also bring in the new Immortal Abomination. He will work really well on this path as well. Also, guys, the fifth fight here is going to be against Doom. Now, Doom is a metal champion. You can bring in Magneto as well, and you can just use your L3s. And now, because Magneto himself has 90% reduction when it comes to bleed, and if you have 1 point in coagulate, that is 100%. So I usually always, wherever there's a Doom on the path, I'm going to use a Magneto. But because this was a size path and I was bringing Human Torch, so I just used him. I'm able to bring him down to 10% before I die, but he's a really good option against him as well. In the same way, you can use Quake also for this fight. You can use Abomination also in this fight. And just don't push him to an L2, just keep him to an L1. In my case, I did push him to an L2, but I was able to evade his the second beams. But if you keep to an L1, L1 is much simpler to evade, and he can die very quickly here. The final fight before the boss is going to be an Archangel. Now again, he's a pretty quick fight, nothing to worry about. You can quick him down. You can also use Human Torch, you can use Captain America Infinity War. You can basically use any science champion. You can use an Abomination as well here. He will die really quickly. The only thing you need, the whole path makes it annoying if you don't bring in the science champion. When the other classes are not immune to nullify and your defenders gain buffet heal. To avoid all of that, just bring in size champions and rest of the path is super easy. The only challenging fight I find in this whole path is going to be the boss. That is up next, so see you at the boss, guys. Now the final boss for this chapter is going to be Spider Witch. Now she is a combination of Spider Gwen and Scarlet Witch. So she has the evade from Spider Gwen and she has the sig ability that applies different debuffs and has critical hits from Scarlet Witch. So to counter that, you need to bring in preferably a science champion that could take on. So make sure you bring a poison immune or you can have somebody who can deal with it. So I'm talking about a She-Hulk will work really amazing here. Also an Abomination will work great. A Human Torch will also work great because he negates everything that is there to offer from Spider-Gwen and the nodes. But because I had Captain America Infinity War with me, so I'm gonna use him. So all you need to do is to bring in a skill champion Captain America Infinity War that will take care for any poison or any debuffs that are applied by Spider Witch, and you just need to parry and heavy, and that's it. Just make sure when you have an L1 you keep your distance from her so you have enough time to parry the projectile that comes from L1 and take 0 damage. This is very important, guys. If you try to block the SP1 or SP2 projectile, you will take a lot of block damage. But if you try to parry it, you will not take damage from it. So just make sure that you keep that in mind while you are doing this fight. Another thing that I did was I brought a Cosmic Champion with Captain America Infinity War that gives me armor break on every parry that I do on Spider Witch, so that helps me bring her down faster as well. Again, there are a lot of different champions that you can use for this fight. For me, I find Captain America Infinity War the most reliable because he's very tanky and he can easily just block the projectile just like that and take 0 damage. Now if you don't have Captain America Infinity War, Ghost is an amazing option because first, all the debuffs that Spider Witch will put on you, you can just easily convert them to Furies. And second, if you swipe back into phase mode, then most of the times Spider Witch will throw an L1 or L2 at and you're already in phase, you will automatically miss it. You will not have to worry about the inverted controls that are there as a note. Apart from that, you can always quake this fight as well. You don't give her power, you don't worry about the special chaos inversion, you don't worry about the evade, and you don't worry about all the things that are a threat with Spider Witch. So quake is also a great option, and Human Torch again because of Clapback is the best champion for this path. And because Spider Witch is also a Mystic champion, so Human Torch will work amazing as well. So I hope you guys really enjoyed the video and you found it useful, and it helps to complete your 7.1 initial completion and get those rewards. Share your pulls in the comment section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed this or what would you like to see differently. After this, I'll be starting exploration videos from 7.1.1, so stay tuned guys. And I recently got my Thronebreaker. I hope you guys get it as well. And apart from that, I hope that you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.